On today's show, Shell and Gordon Murray Design are helping to bring low-cost transportation to developing countries. Osram creates new infrared LEDs for night vision, and a look at the state of the relationship between automakers and suppliers. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily, the show for enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. 2 years ago, Gordon Murray Design, the British design house, along with the Global Vehicle Trust, introduced a low-cost all-terrain vehicle called the OX. It was created for poor, rural areas in developing countries. It can carry a payload of 1,900 kilograms, or about 4,200 pounds, and can seat up to 13 people. It can be self-assembled, and it uses fewer and more accessible parts to keep maintenance costs low. And now the oil company Shell has commissioned a pre-production prototype of the OX to bring it to India by the end of the year. It will test the vehicle with its fluids, including Shell Rimula, a diesel oil used to make engines run more efficiently in all-terrain conditions. And in other Shell news, the company is working with Toyota to develop a hydrogen refueling station for semi-trucks transporting cargo at the Port of Long Beach. And now the two companies have been provisionally awarded $8 million by the California Energy Commission to build the station. If approved, Shell will build, own, and operate the station and will source the hydrogen from Toyota's adjacent Tri-Gen facility, which produces hydrogen from 100% renewable biogas. And in other green news, ride-hailing company Lyft is launching a program to offset emissions created by its cars. Reuters reports that the company will balance every mile driven by buying carbon offsets to fund projects that support renewable energy and reforestation. Lyft did not reveal how much it expects to spend, but it did share that its rides accounted for well over 1 billion miles driven in 2017. We'll be back with more autonomous and racing news right after this.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems, advanced materials that deliver better results. And by Lear, a global leader in automotive seating and electrical systems.
Accidents involving autonomous vehicles, where the AV is at fault, highlights the fact that this technology still needs improvement. Now lighting supplier Osram is coming out with a new range of enhanced infrared LEDs that will help in a number of applications. One set is intended for exterior driver assist and autonomous systems and will help with night vision, pedestrian protection, and lane detection. The other set is suited for interior applications like driver and cabin monitoring and gesture recognition. And for each application, there's a number of wavelengths and beam angles to choose from. These new units expand Osram's family of Olsen Black infrared LEDs. You know, most racing series and networks don't do a good job of promoting when races are on. In fact, we recently had a viewer write in to say they had missed last week's Indy and NASCAR races for that very reason. So we've decided to let you know what's coming up this weekend. In NASCAR, the Toyota Owners 400 runs on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. Next up is the NHRA Spring Nationals on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Sports. And IndyCar also runs on Sunday, but an hour later at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC Sports. Now you know when to have your favorite seat in the front of the TV ready and a cold beverage in your hand. Coming up next, a look at the state of the relationship between automakers and suppliers. There's always going to be tension between the car companies and suppliers. Automakers want to pay the suppliers as little as they can for their technology and components, while suppliers want to get as much out of the automakers as they can. On Autoline this week, we're joined by Julie Freen, the president and CEO of the Original Equipment Suppliers Association, and she talked about the current state of the OEM-supplier relationship.
It certainly varies by OEM and by supplier. So there, if you're looking at it in general terms, I think it is better than it ever has been, at least in a long time. There is a desire and a recognition on the part of OEs that they need to work with suppliers, that suppliers bring a lot of the technology and a lot of the innovation to them. They also recognize, OEMs do, in order to move to the new mobility marketplace, they're going to need suppliers to support them in those efforts. And so there is, I'll say long-term, a desire to make sure that they have good partners and they're working together. There's always short-term issues. That's just how the business goes, and that's normal in any business. It happens. But overall, I'd say they're much better than they have been in many years.
Are we seeing pressure from OEMs on certain types of suppliers? I would say like an Aptiv has something that's very unique, and they're not going to get as much pressure on pricing as maybe a commodity.
And I should just add, for those that don't know, Aptiv is a very high-tech company,
Yes.
spin-off of Delphi. Sorry, Dustin.
Correct. No.
That in.
Versus a company that's making steel or aluminum parts or whatever it may be that are more commonplace.
Well, certainly. I mean, when a company has a product that is, unique or technology, if it's advanced in terms of its technology or its capabilities, they're going to have a little more leverage in the discussions with the OEs. There's no question about it. I wouldn't say we see more pressure per se, any more than we've seen over the years.
Sure.
But certainly that's where there's more discussion at those commodity products.
And for more about the state of the supplier industry, you can watch that entire discussion right now on our website, Autoline.tv, or on our YouTube channel. And I gotta let you know, if you haven't done so already, go check out the Sandy Monroe After Hours from yesterday. What a great show. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and please join us next week on Monday.
Wards is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details, and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.